Hotel World. It's your brother Matthew Daniels, the chosen few, and Pooh, the real bookworm, not a bookworm, the real bookworm. I got a question for y'all. Does scared straight even really work? Right? Now, I'm making this video because I want to reach out to the youth. And I want to reach out to individuals that's trying to help the youth and deter them from a life of crime, right? To deter them from criminal activity and street activity and gang activity. Does scared straight even work? I remember when I was 16, I got put on probation for a couple of felonies that I caught. And as a stipulation of my probation, I was forced to go into the Scared Straight program. And as part of the Scared Straight program, they took me to a unit in Central Texas. In Sugarland, Texas. It was called Central Unit, right? And so I went through the Scared Straight program. I heard the prisoner's story, and they took us out there into the fields, and we worked with the hoe, cutting the grass, and we heard how bad prison was. And I remember one thing that stood out to me. The main prisoner that was talking to the group that I was in, he told us that he had been locked up for like 19 years. And in my mind, I was like, man, I'm only 16. This guy has been in prison longer than I have been alive. And that shocked me. That blew my mind. But a couple of years later, when I was 19, I was actually in prison, and I got shipped to Central Unit, and I ran into that same guy and a couple of the other same guys who was a part of the Scared Straight program. And I told the dude, I say, hey, man, a few years back when I was 16, I came through the Scared Straight program, man, and I remember you. And he kind of laughed. He was like, oh, yeah, I've been doing the Scared Straight program for a while. And at that time, he had been locked up over 20 years, it was like three years later. And I'm saying that to say that I went through the Scared Straight program, and, they yelled and they screamed and they told us how much time they had, and they told us how going to prison could mess up our lives. And I ended up on the same unit that they took me to in the Scared Straight program. And this main guy who had been locked up over 20-something years, he told me that he ran into countless other young men just like myself who came through the Scared Straight program and ended up on that same unit a couple of years later. I remember when I was on that unit, when the kids would come through, we would all go through the motions, Inmates would get on the walls, they would yell, scream, talk about harming the children, talk about sexually assaulting the children, trying to scam straight. But then, like in my case, I went to the same unit. So I gotta ask myself, man. I started asking, does Scared Straight even work? Now it may work for some, don't get me wrong, but everybody isn't the same. Humans aren't pushed off of an assembly line. You have different types of personalities. You have different types of mind states. You have individuals that want different things out of life, and we just have to accept that while Scared Straight may work for a certain portion of our youth, a certain population within our youth, we have to accept that it will not work with all of them. So we love asking, well, what do we do? If we can't scam straight, if I can't tell you that I went to prison over and over and over, and I can't tell you about the horrors that I witnessed in prison happening to individuals and some of the things that happened to myself, and if I can't tell you about how being away from my family was one of the hardest things that I could ever go through, if I can't tell you about how being in lockup, being hungry, being cold, being hot, working in the fields, working for free, if I can't explain these things to you and it be a legitimate deterrent from you committing crimes as a younger individual, we have to ask ourselves, well, if Scared Straight doesn't work, what do we do? Now, me personally, I think, again, Scared Straight works for some of our youth, but with some of our youth, we just have to show them something different. You just have to show them something different. People want to be more in life than what they see themselves as. When individuals go out there and they commit these crimes, they're trying to get money, they're trying to get respect, but a lot of times they come from poverty. An individual that comes from poverty, 9 times out of 10, especially while they're still young, they'll do anything to come out of that poverty. Even the adults, they'll do anything to come out of that poverty. They'll rob, steal, kill. They'll lie and cheat to come out of poverty for $1, for $1. And so what you have to do, you have to show them another route. You have to show them something else. When everybody is glorifying the thug life, when everybody is glorifying gang mentality, when everybody is glorifying the criminal activities, right? Then you're going to see more and more of our youth going down that path, and they're really not going to be scared straight because they feel tough, they feel hard, they feel gangster, they feel like they're a thug, they feel like, hey, I'm not afraid to fight, I'm gonna win, lose, or draw. I know that's how I looked at it. I went from scared straight to prison, so I know it's other ones that that look at it. So people may wonder, like, why do I call myself the Real Bookworm? Why do I even promote that? What am I talking about? For one, I have a lot of books, and I do read all the time. I literally read every day, right? I read something every day, and I write books. You know, my debut novel, Suicide Note, by Matthew Daniels, is out. I write, I read. I am the Real Bookworm. That's just what I do. But why do I say it so much? Why do I promote it so much? It's because I'm trying to show the youth another way, right? And I'm trying to put being a bookworm, right? Being a nerd, being an intellectual. I want to portray that in a different light. And if an individual can see me come from where I came from my background, come from not having much, going to prison, getting in trouble, and if they can see me come out on the other end, and if they can see me become successful by using my mind, if they can see me become successful by using my talents and my gifts, if they can see me become successful as a bookworm, then hopefully there's an element within our youth. It won't work for all of them, but hopefully there's an element within our youth that will see that and say, hey, if the Real Bookworm made it as a bookworm and he made it to success, then maybe I can do it too. And that's why I make a lot of these videos, and that's why I try to document my struggle, and that's why I try to document what I'm going through on a day-to-day basis, because I'm not no millionaire. I'm not rich. I plan on getting there. I plan on being on top of the world, but I want to document some of my journey so that people can see that it's real. This is actually how it works. I'm not just blowing smoke. An intellectual is probably the best thing that you can be in this world. And I know I'm not talking to everybody, just like Scared Straight ain't talking to everybody, but we have to show our youth another way. We have to show them another approach. It's okay to be an intellectual. It's okay to be a nerd. It's okay to be a bookworm. It's okay to be a geek. I'm the Real Bookworm, and I ain't soft. I ain't soft by no means. I said in every video, I don't even like to fight, but that don't mean I can't, right? I'm a man. I'm a man. If somebody threatens me, my family, my wife, my children, my household, I'm going to defend myself, right? And I'm going to defend myself. There is no limit. If somebody got to go, listen to me. If somebody got to go and it's me or my family or them, hey, somebody got to go. I don't mind. Right? I don't mind. I'm not soft. I'm a man. We have to understand that you don't have to be a thug to be a man. You don't have to be a gangster to be a man. You don't have to be a criminal to be a man. You don't have to be a damn fool to be a man. You don't have to be ignorant to be a man. You don't have to go to jail to be a man. You can be an intelligent man. You could be a bookworm and be a man. You could be a nerd and be a man. You could be a geek and be a man. Right? You could be a brainiac and be a man. You could be a genius and be a man. Because your manhood is not determined on how much foolishness that you get yourself caught up into the streets. Because really all you're going to do is make life harder and harder and harder to live. And again, I know I ain't talking to everybody, but I'm talking to somebody. You can be a bookworm and still be successful. If that's you, don't hide from that. Don't shun that. Don't run from that. Don't be ashamed of that. You be you. I'm the Real Bookworm, and I'm standing on that. And I guarantee ain't nobody gonna play with me like I'm just to be bullied, like I'm just to be ran over. Ain't nobody gonna come to me and tell me, oh, you a bookworm, and just spit on me and slap me, and it's everything just gonna be all right. Ain't nobody gonna say, oh, you call yourself the Real Bookworm, I can just run in your house and take anything. Ain't nobody gonna tell me, oh, you call yourself the Real Bookworm, I can just do anything to your wife or your children, and you ain't gonna do nothing about it because you a sucker. No. I ain't no sucker. I'm a man, right? I'm a man, but I'm an intelligent man. I fancy myself as a genius. I'm a bookworm. I'm the Real Bookworm. And I just want to show some of the youth the things that you can accomplish by being a bookworm, by being intelligent, by being a genius, by being a nerd, by being a schoolboy. Go to school, right? Go to school. Get your education. You get that degree. You get that diploma. You go on to college. You be something in life. You be something in life, and you don't make nobody make you feel ashamed because you're trying to be something in life. And if individuals make you want to be ashamed because you want to be something in life, you get from around them. And I guarantee, when your success come on, and them knuckleheads that was trying to get you to do knucklehead stuff, when your success comes, you're going to see them not only in the same situation that you left them in when they were trying to convince you to do knucklehead stuff, you're going to see them in a worse off situation. And at some point, they're going to wake up. You ask the average OG, right? You ask the average OG if they could go back, would they do it different? I guarantee you they're going to tell you, yeah. I guarantee you they're going to tell you, yeah, because the real OGs, they're going to try to tell the youth to go about it another way. A real OG is going to try to tell the youth not to bump their head 1,000,001 times. A real OG is going to try to tell the youth you ain't got to go to jail. You ain't got to drop out. You need to go to college. You need to get a trade. You need to be a welder, electrician, a doctor, a lawyer. Get your PhD. Get your master's. Get your bachelor's. Do whatever it is that you got to do to be successful. I'm the real bookworm, and I'm going to always stand on that, and I'm going to rep that in such a way. Mark my words, bro. Mark my words, fam. I'm going to rep that in such a way that I'm going to change the stigma on being an intelligent individual. That's part of my calling, that's part of my mission, and that's part of my overall dream for life. You know what I mean? Do I really want to make a lot of money? Do I need a lot of money? Of course I want to make money, but sometimes I just want to be successful because I want to show somebody that was just like me. I was a nerd turned thug, bro. I was on my way to graduate, and I was on my way to going to college, but instead I went to prison, and I kept going to prison until I finally got it right. I want to talk to that younger me that's still out there that haven't made that mistake. If you feeling bad about yourself, you feel like you a nerd, a geek, a schoolboy, a bookworm, good, Hotep, you rep that, man. You rep that, you embrace that, because that, man, I heard one of these motivational speakers say, Eric Thomas, E.T., the hip-hop preacher, he say, man, knowledge is the new money, get you some. Knowledge is the new money, get you some, because if you get knowledge, you will always know how to get money. And mark my words, I'm going to get there. And you're going to see me get there being a bookworm, and when I get there, I'm going to reach back and I'm going to help everybody that I can, man. Just change that stigma. Matthew Daniels, the chosen few, the real bookworm, and Pooh. I'm not a bookworm. I'm the real bookworm. And I'm doing this bookworm thing like ain't nobody ever done it before. Watch me. May your name live on forever. And may your memory never die. Hotep.